Hey guys, it's Adam Parker again with a update on the Carter Beauford replica kit for 2019. I realize it's kind of been a while since I've done a video, and I've had a few requests to do an updated video for what's going on with my kit, and I guess what Carter's kit's going through right now. So I thought I would do that while I have a little bit of time. Not much has changed on my kit or Carter's kit. Carter's kit's pretty much stayed the same since about 2016, early or late 2015. There's just not been too many changes. I guess he's pretty happy with things, and Henry, when I talked to him, he said things are just going really good with the kit. They're liking where it's at. The sound that I guess the band and Carter's kind of going for, it's just kind of lending itself for what they've got going right now. And so I guess we'll kind of start on my kit. The biggest change that I've went through lately is, and some of you probably have already seen it, but it's this Porter and Davies tactile monitor throne. This thing is absolutely ridiculous. It's got a little amp here, and that connects to your throne, and then that connects to your kick drum. And basically when you kick your kick drum, your seat, it vibrates, produces, it's almost like you got subs sitting behind you. If you've ever played a big show and you feel all the subs, when you hit your kick drum, that's what this throne does, and it has completely changed my playing. It's amazing. Thank the guys at Porter and Davies for making this. I just about can't do a gig without it anymore. So with that said, we'll start I guess on the left side and go around. Last time I had a video, this was a ZHT EFX crash, and I finally sold that and got a 18-inch A custom EFX and a 12-inch spiral stacker. And the 10 was pretty good, but this 12, it just sizzles a little more, and I like that a lot. It just has more, it just makes it even trashier sound than the 10 did, and it kind of sizzles a little longer, when I actually kind of like that. Carter's got the 18 A custom and the 12 spiral stacker as well. I'm really digging that. We got the 20-inch A custom flat, which has been a staple on the kit for just about as long as it's been in existence. Got the 6-inch A custom splash upside down on top of that. We're both still using the 22-inch K custom medium rod, and I originally did not like this cymbal. It felt a little too dry, but over time as I've played it, I've really come to like it. It's got good definition, a very good bell. You can crash it. It's got a little bit of wash, and I'm just really enjoying it, and it's pretty cool. Cymbal, it's traditional on the top, and then the bottom, you can see, is brilliant. And so I really like that. Just looks cool and sounds great. Above that, we've got the 19-inch ultra hammered China. Carter's really digging these. They're just basically his crashes now. He hits these with just about every accent or crash there is. He's using this one, and the 21 over here is pretty much second main crashes now. But anyway, I really like that. Hi-hats are 14-inch new beats. I've got 14-inch K suites on my own personal kit with my other band. Well, not my personal kit, both of these are my personal kits, but my original, my own setup. I've got 14-inch K suite hats, and Henry and I kind of discussed those, and we'll see if Carter ends up switching to those. I really like the suites, but I really like the new beats too. They're a classic, and the suites are just a little bit darker and not as bright and cutting, but I really like both, like I said. So there's those. Got an 8-inch ZHT splash the 6-inch Cymbal and a this is a Chinese wedding bell, and it's probably the closest sound to Carter's that I've ever had through the few that I've tried out here and there. This one is pretty accurate. It's a little smaller than Carter's, but it sounds nearly identical. I freaking love that thing. This splash will eventually be replaced with an A or something a little more high quality. There's nothing wrong with this one. And when I listen back on recordings, it actually doesn't sound that bad. So I actually may just end up keeping this one just because I don't use it all that much. So there's really not too much need to replace it. 2 crashes, 18-inch K dark medium thin and the 19-inch K thin. Probably my 2 favorite crashes for this kit. They just work perfectly. The big 21-inch ultra hammered China, this is pretty much the right side crash now that the 15 is gone, which I'll talk about in just a minute. This thing is loud. It's a very good crash if you can somehow not hit it too hard. It's actually kind of washy for a China being so big and huge lips on it. But it's actually, I'm actually getting used to starting to use it as a crash now instead of just a China effect. I really like that. Zildjian sent this one to me free the year these came out. I saw Carter using this crazy huge new China, and I just sent them an email. And the next thing I knew, this thing had showed up on my doorstep. And so thank you to the people at Zildjian for sending that a long time ago. Still using it. Main splash is a 10-inch A custom. Just love that splash. Bright, cutting, short, just perfect. The other big change on the kit that I finally reverted back to after saying I wouldn't is the double splash stack. And the 15-inch crash, as you can see, is now gone. And there's a lot of people, my buddy David Suriani, he's got a Carter replica kit of the old style, which I absolutely love. He's got the Yamaha Super Rack, the old Carter setup that I just originally fell in love with and got me into Carter and Dave Matthews Band. Go check his channel out and check his kit out too if you want to see the old kit and not the most up-to-date. David's got it down to the T. But Carter apparently himself requested that this little double splash stack be added to his kit. I guess he really loves splash cymbals again. So this is a 6-inch A custom over an 8-inch K and a 6-inch A over an 8-inch A flash splash. And this was a prototype before they officially became the flash splash. But I don't really use this stack, the second one, a whole lot. I'm kind of curious as to why Carter has it. I would love to just somehow be able to talk drums and his setup with him one day. It would just be a dream come true just to hear his, thoughts on the kit and all that kind of stuff himself. But anyway, so this is the newest little change to the kit right here, and I'm finally starting to get used to not having that 15-inch crash, which I've relied on since I've had this kit. It was a 14 years ago. And then we've got I've got a 12-inch Oriental China Trash right here. He's had a 10-inch China Trash for the longest now, but now it looks like there's a new Zildjian prototype he's using. It looks like a Sabian AA China Splash. It's just basically, it looks just like an inverted, like you stepped on a splash and inverted it. It looks like Zildjian's trying some new stuff out. But anyway, that's what Carter's got right here right now. And interested to see if that becomes a real thing in Zildjian's catalog. That about does it for cymbals. Starting on drums, back here is still the 13-inch Pearl Elite Brass Timbali. Carter's got the 13x7 Dunette Titanium Timbali. This is a Yamaha Power V Special 16-inch tom, and I got it because it was like $30, and it looks pretty identical to a recording custom. I think it's birch and mahogany mix wood. I'm not really sure, but for a $30 tom, it sounds pretty good. So until I ever get a 16-inch recording custom over here, that'll do. Then, as everybody knows, the 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16 recording custom toms. They're the shallow depths. That's a 8x7, a 10x7.5, a 12x8, and then we've got a 14x12 and a 16x16. Then also another change is finally got a 20-inch 20x16 Yamaha recording custom bass drum, and more on that in just a second. Snare, Carter's still using the Ludwig Alex Van Halen signature rosewood. And I've got a Ludwig Classic Maple in the Santos Rosewood finish. So it looks identical to his, but it's actually a maple shell with that rosewood veneer that the Alex Van Halen has. So it looks identical. And then my Drumcraft 10x6 maple snare. Carter's got a custom pork pie 10x7 mahogany over here. And I don't think he uses this very much. I probably use it here and there on a few songs here at church that we do, but I don't really use this very often either. Percussion is still the same. Got the Travis Barker signature LP cowbell, the red jam block, the set of granite blocks, and the 72 bar whole tone chimes, and then we've got a whole little table of percussion back here. Carter ended up breaking his LP African double shaker, which is what this is, and LP doesn't make them anymore. And so Henry needed a little help finding one, and I ended up finding him one, so maybe we'll get this out to him and Carter before long, and so that he'll have one, because I really don't use this thing a whole lot. But anyway, it's a cool little shaker. And then sticks are Carter Beauford signatures. They don't make the yellow grip ones anymore. They're pretty exclusive to Carter, and then they got them at the DMB store online. And I do not prefer the non-coated ones, which apparently a lot of people do. But I much prefer the yellow grip ones. I have very dry hands, and I wear the gloves just like Carter does, and then with these sticks, I hardly ever drop drumsticks, but the non-coated ones, I'll lose them left and right, and I just have very dry hands, and so they slip out quite often. Got some Steve Smith Tala ones, some Roots by Vic Firth, and then some cymbal mallets. These are the Quartmaster MT3A that I use and Carter has as well. Pedals are still the DW Direct Drive hi-hat. Thing is smooth as silk. That's probably the best hi-hat stand I've ever had. And the DW double pedal, it's the machine chain version. I had the direct drives, I absolutely hated them. Sold those and got the chains, and I really like them. They're a lot wider. There's not as small of a gap between the pedals as there is on the 9000s. I've got the 9000s on my other kit, and I still like those. These are longboard pedals as well, but these things are so smooth, and the adjustments, DW really made some better adjustments on these pedals. So they're very expensive. I would recommend buying them used, which is what I did, because I did not want to pay $1,000 for a double pedal. So if you're into these, get them used, but they are absolutely incredible. I think the last thing is this bass drum, and this one is a little special. It's got to be a 1980s Yamaha Recording Custom. It's a 20 by 16, which is the size Carter has right now. I had a 20 by 18 Yamaha Stage Custom before I got this one, and I always wanted a recording custom bass drum. I've heard they're weak and they're not as good as the recording custom toms, but I haven't had one single issue with this drum. I don't know what people are talking about, if they're just using the reso head that comes with the giant hole and that's why they think it's weak or what, but this bass drum's amazing. And so if you look at it, it's a perfect match with my black recording custom toms. And yeah, so again, thanks to my buddy David Suriani. This was actually a white recording custom bass drum, and I got this thing for like maybe $200. It was beat up, the paint was coming off the shell, the legs were in terrible shape, but I thought it was salvageable, so I went ahead and bought it. And then I sold my Stage Custom, and so I wasn't really out too much. But David Suriani got me some black wrap, and it looks like, I think it was it may have been car wrap, I don't know what it was. We got it on Amazon, and it is it looks just like a black lacquer, and it's just a wrap that he put around this drum, and I already had the black hoops from the Stage Custom. And so I sent that drum to him when I got it, and he wrapped it, and he did an absolutely incredible job. You would never be able to tell that that's not just a piano black recording custom bass drum. And so I upgraded the legs a little bit, got them shined up. He shined it up for me and just took real good care of it. And so very thankful to David for doing this for me. So now I have except for this tom right here, which even it looks pretty identical to a recording custom. Got all recording custom drums, and so I'm very thankful for that. But yeah, this is the current kit for the year. I don't see much changing. Don't see much of Carter's kit changing anymore this year. They got a few dates left on this current tour, but anyway, I thought I would just give you guys an update. I think the only other thing coming for me anytime soon is I have a custom pork pie snare drum being made for me, and it is a 14 by 6.5. It's a solid steam bent rosewood snare, and I'm absolutely thrilled about it. And it's going to have a little inlay in the middle of Purple Heart, and so it's going to be a one-of-a-kind snare, and I really cannot wait to get it. Thank you to Bill Dedamore at Pork Pie for getting this going for me. And so anyway, this is the kit for the year. I just thought I would give you guys a quick update. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I try to post updates whenever I can, post videos of tribute gigs or anything like that, drum related. And so if you have any questions, just drop me a line in the comments. Thanks, guys.